Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is Oston back again with another simple tutorial on web development. So first of all, you forgive me for any noise that you hear in the background. It's nature, we can't avoid it. So in this simple tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how you can create this simple effect using only HTML and CSS. So you're going to be having a full background video being played while we have that overlay text on top with that mix blend effect, like showing, being transparent, showing what's behind the word. It's going to be very simple, so stick around and we'll get started. So I'm just going to close this tab, have my text editor here. I'm using Carrot for now. So, and the operating system that I'm running, it's Chrome OS, so I'm using a Chromebook. You may see some different features, so you're free to use any text editor so long as it can edit or write HTML and CSS. So with that all said, let's get started. So we are going to start by creating a video tag. Or what I have forgotten to tell you is you must be having at least a simple video with you guys, but in case you don't have, all these files are going to be available for you to use and play around with. So back to business, we are going to first create a video tag, as you will see here. And inside this video tag, we are going to put the source tag. This is now HTML5. So the source tag takes in different attributes, but for now we need an attribute called source. So with this attribute source, it will specify the path, or the file path where the video is found. So inside here, I have projects folder, full background video, and we're inside the folder called nature. Sorry, inside the folder called tutorial, as you can see here where my cursor is. So that means index.html, custom style, as I'm going to be showing you, they're in the same folder with the video. So the video is called nature.mp4. There is nothing like writing different path. I just going to write nature.mp4. So right now we have access to that video, and what we need to tell the browser, it's its type. So the type attribute, it's going to be a video, or it's a video, and its format is in mp4. So to be on the safer side, if you have this video with different formats, it's better you put different formats here. So in case you come across any browser that won't be reading mp4, it will read the ogg or the web. So there are different formats you can use. So in case you come across videos that are not supported, let me see the kind of videos that I be with at times. Oh yeah, WebM. So this is WebM. So in case the browser comes across this and it doesn't support it, then it will come and check this. If it also doesn't support this, it will also come and check this. Then when it meets the format that it can read, it can go with that format. So it can be of good practice putting different formats of videos on different browsers. So it can be like this, but for now the browser that I'm having supports mp4. I guess now you're well off with this video tag. You can place many formats there in case you come across a video, or sorry, a browser that doesn't read the format that you have on top, it will go for the second one, like that, and so on. So right now we have this. If we go to the browser and refresh, we're just having, it's like an image. You can't tell that it's a video, but still yet it's a video. So let's continue. We are going to place a div here down, and we are going to give it a class of, let's say, message. You can call it anything you want. These classes are user defined, So it's not a framework that you have to write that class. You can call it anything you want, box, but I preferred message. So inside this, I'm going to put an H1. I'm just going to write Happy New Year. Then I'm going to put a break tag. So this is my choice. You can do anything you want and put 2019. Sorry, Control S. Refresh, and this text is here. You can see we're having the video plus the text. And woo, that has been a lot of HTML. This is what we need only in the HTML. The video plus what we want be displayed as the overlay. Then you can see here in the head section, I went ahead and linked to a styling sheet of file, and it's called custom style.css. And this is the file. Oh, you forgive me for the noise. As I told you, you can't avoid nature. So this is the file that we are going to place our styling in. We are just saying link has a tag. The rel or relationship with this document is a style sheet, and the hyperreference href is pointing to this file, and this is the file that we are going to be using. So I'm going to start with the universal selector, and what this universal selector does, it selects everything in the body. It's like the whole universe. It selects every element. It doesn't neglect that a box, a div, what. It takes everything. And what we want to do is called box sizing, and we want to say border box as the value. So you can see this text editor. It gives you those tips or warnings. The universal selector is known to be slow, so you can neglect that. Then here they are saying box sizing properties and supported in I, IE6 and IE7, so Internet Explorer, but still you can neglect that. But in case you want to be on the safer side, you just put these WebKit prefixes and you specify the property that you are passing. So this is how you can put those web prefixes there. You can also put as many as possible depending on the browsers that the user will be using. So here we have, there is also Moz for Mozilla, so stuff like that. It's choice. Then when we are done with that, we just want everything to be in its box, border box, within its parent container. Then we are going to target the body, and for the body we just want to remove the extra padding and margins. As you can see around the video, we have that margin and padding, so we need to remove that, and we just put margin, margin 0, then padding also 0. And when we reload the page, you will see we don't have that space now. We have removed all the margin and padding. That's it for the body. Then let us select the video. Here we are generalizing, but in case you have many videos on your page, it's better you put this video, let's say, in a div and give it any class or an ID. Let's say we put it in a div with a class with the ID of box. So we are just saying enter the box element with the ID of box and any video that will be inside. But in case, for this case, we have only that video on the page, so we are free to use anything we want on it. But in case you have many videos, make sure you specify the directory where you want to apply these effects. If not, they will be applied on every video on your page. So right now we have only one video, so we are free to use this video tag. And what we are going to do, we are first going to give it the position of absolute. And the reason why we are giving it the position of absolute is we want to make it to be scalable. Like putting it anywhere we want. We can easily move it on the page. So that's why we give it the position of absolute. We are going to say position of 0, and we are going to remove the left first to 0. Then also we give it the width of 100%. So with this, let us first refresh. You can see the top 0, left 0. So it is a screen, full size screen. But right now, if we add this height, because I want it to have some height of 100%, when you refresh the page, you can see we get some problem. It leaves space on the left hand side and on the right hand side. Then there, we are going to use a property called object fit. Object fit. You can see when they are suggesting it here, but still this text editor is missing some features. It will put some funny error there or warning. And we want to give it the value of cover and see that tooltip unknown property object fit. But don't worry about that, just save for the browser, it will understand. So it's fit or covering the full window size. Then we also want to make it center, object position, and the value will be center. So here you will not see any effect, but in the background CSS is doing something. Then with all that, that's the styling we need for the video. So what we want to target now, it's this div with the class of message. So we just say message. So this is how you specify a class. You put a period or dot, and the first thing we are going to do is we are going to give it the height of 100 viewport height. And it's just when you do that, you're just covering the whole height of this browser or window. Then we're going to give it a display of flex. By the way, I'm soon bringing flex tutorials on my channel. So display flex, the moment you put this property display and the value of flex, the items inside that div I kinda put in a row, so they will all stack. It's called horizontally or vertically, so they all stack in a row. So that's it. Then we want to align everything, align items. So the items that will be inside that div, so these are now the items, we want to make them center. Let us refresh. Are you seeing when I refresh where now the text has moved? Happy New Year, where you're seeing this cursor. So it's somehow in the middle. Then we want it to align it. We want to align it here in the middle where you see my cursor. And to do that with Flexbox, you just put justify content and say center. Refresh. As you can see now, it is somewhere when I screen blinks, it is somehow here in the middle. So that's it for the div with the class of message. Now we want to target the h1 inside that div. So we just say message and we want to target the h1. So this is the safe way to write the CSS rules. In case you miss this message, it will select every h1 on the page. But here we are specifying that go inside the element with the class of message and check if there is h1 and apply these stylings to it. And the first thing we are going to do is increase on its size, font size. We're just going to give it, let's say 7 em, and this 7 em, it will multiply the default size of the HTML page or document, sorry, HTML document. By default, I think it is 14 pixels. So it will do 14 pixels times 7, and what you will get is what will be the size of this h1. So do the calculation on that side. When you refresh, you can see where how big our text is. It's just when I blink. Are you seeing? So they are doing 14 pixels times 7, and that's the size that we are getting, the computed size. So after here, we're just going to give it a class. So sorry, the property of color, and we want to make it white. I'm just going to write these plain colors, white, black, stuff like that, but you can use hexadecimal values. So I'm just going to put color white, and by default, so we have been doing this, but our text is behind this video. So to bring it on top, we are going to use a property called z-index. By default, the video has the z-index, let's say 1, it's covering what's behind it. So we want to make it this one the one on top, so we just give it z-index of 1, and it will now come on top. Very, very simple. So what we need to do is to make this one centered. So text align center, and to do that we just put it here, the property text align with the value of center. Very, very simple. So we want to make this transparent, that you can see what is behind this letter or what is moving. So what we are going to do is put a property called the mix blend mode. Mix blend mode, you can see when the text editor is suggesting it, but still to put a warning, and the value is called overlay. See, unknown property mix blend mode, but yet the browser identifies it. You can see now, you can see what is behind that. So right now it's a static image or video, it's doing nothing. So we need to make it autoplay when the user comes on the page. So what you're going to do is go back to this video tag that you created in the start, and we are going to add some simple attributes. By default, we are going to that's not by default, I don't know why I say that. So autoplay, you can just write autoplay, but I like writing what is necessary. Autoplay equals true, so we want it to play when the user comes on the page. So at first you're going to hear some noisy sound, forgive me for that, so be aware. When I play this, so by default I have muted it in the browser like this, but you don't want the user to come and that noisy sound starts playing off. So what you're going to do is come to your HTML code you made here, the video tag, put this attribute of muted equals true, and refresh the page. Remove this, let's unmute and see if you can see now the video is muted. I might play it, nothing happens. So the video is muted with this attribute of muted true. So this video, it will reach the end and end. Sorry, yeah, it will reach at the end and stop. So what you're going to do is loop it. So you just put the attribute of loop and set it to true. So let us watch it from start and see. We are seeing the background of the of the like we can see the background through the text. Are you seeing? So the moment it reaches at the end, it's going to loop again and start. You can see now it has looped. That's the start. So that's it, guys. If this tutorial was useful to you, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it on different social medias. So the last tip, this is the last tip. Now check out this on small screen devices. See, you don't want this to be on smaller screen devices. It will look weird. So you can go at the bottom here and add some media query. And we want target the max width. And if you want to tell the size of the screen size that you'll be yeah, the screen size you'll be on, is just right click on in the browser, right click, go to inspect. Now check where my cursor is. Are you seeing here at the top? When I start resizing the page, you see those values, the pixels, they are showing you the width and height. Are you seeing? So I'm going to target the moment I enter 700. It's when I will reduce on the size of that text the moment we reach 700. So what I'm going to do is come here and put 700 pixels, and I want reduce on the size of this H1, and we just pick this font size, and let's say if it is at 7, we're just going to put it at 3 em. So refresh, you can see now somehow fair. So the styling will be yours as the developer. So don't quote me wrong that that's the basic size that I want, but the size will be yours. When you come back to the screen, big screen devices, it comes back to its normal size. The moment you enter 700, it shrinks down. So you can decide to do anything you want. You can say that when you reach 700, please, I don't want people with screen devices, small screen devices to see it. So it's just say video display to none, and let's make our text black. So let us first go back to the big screens, refresh. See, when we enter 700, the video goes away and we make the text black. So that's just an extra tip of working with media queries. Peace, subscribe to the channel, and I'll be seeing you in the next tutorials.